All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Heywood and Stuff. Hold on, let me get this spit out my face. Hello and welcome to another episode of Heywood and Stuff. This is the podcast that I record sporadically when my mental health allows me, when I've got time and I've got space, which I do today. And in the house, I've got none other than the big Robert Little. And we're here today because, other than the fact that you've always got things going on.
Many.
But as a fellow ADHDer, I appreciate how difficult it is to get things done, and you've got some stuff done, namely your book. What's the name of your book? Tell me about your book.
My ADHD SuperPower.
How did this come about?
I was at an event with Susie Ashworth in London, and there was about 200 women screaming, shouting, and I just started writing.
Yeah.
You know, when people say something comes through you? It did. And then I wrote the book, and I thought I'd finished it in the weekend, a whole book in a weekend. And then obviously I started working Wild English on it because I wanted it to be the best it could be. And it's a wicked book, and it's helped so many people in the local area.
Why did you feel the need it had to exist?
To change the story. If you think of the name Hyper Disorder, not a great name, is it? No. I wanted to say that ADHD can be a superpower if it's harnessed and you tap into whatever motivates you. Because that's the thing with ADHD. We will hyper focus and we will get addicted to something or many things. And I just wanted to change that story because growing up for me with ADHD, it was pretty hard. And I didn't even know. I didn't even know I had ADHD. I thought I was just hyper. And there was, back in the day, you were just known as naughty.
Was that kind of like the label that you got given? Were you just like a troublemaker?
I've had many labels throughout my life. One was the Ginger Ninja. I've had many labels.
So would you say you struggled as a kid?
I couldn't read and write. Isn't that so ironic? I couldn't read and write. Yeah. And now I've wrote a book.
It is fucked up because there's so much pressure on kids to like reach the milestones, right? So kids are expected to be able to read and write by a certain age, whereas actually my ideology is kids will learn to read and write when they're ready to read and write.
100%. Some kids don't actually talk until they're ready.
Exactly.
And I've seen this so many times. I'm not going to mention names, but throughout the life, I'm like, oh, what? Why they're not speaking? And then all of a sudden, just bang.
Yeah.
Open up. And there's some kids what don't, but they speak different. They know how to communicate with you. They just don't actually use words.
I know, and adults put so much pressure on them to be like
by a certain age.
Yeah.
You should be walking, you should be this, you should be that. Some kids crawl, but it's probably better. Someone was saying that the other day. It's better for your coordination if you do walk on your hands and your feet.
So when did you become aware that you had this thing called ADHD?
Many years ago, they tried to take me away for case studies.
Okay.
Be one of the first. Imagine what they would have done to us years ago. You know what
I
I mean?
Opened you up.
You know what I mean? But my mum was like, nah, you're not taking them. Yeah. So I don't actually have a diagnosis. I've never been diagnosed. I did think about it. I thought, well, what's the point? You know what I mean? I'm 42. But I have the hyper disorder, and I've read a little bit more into it. But I also have a few of the traits of ADHD because there's not just one hat fits all. No. And some days I am very hyper. Some days I take myself away from the world and I'll go to the woods, I'll meditate, I'll do all these things. I'll put my 5 top tips in the back of the book because I think and I feel they help anybody across whatever you're having, whether that be mental health, coming off drinking drugs, any of that. These 5 top tips are golden.
Do you think there's a link with the ADHD and people that might have substance abuse
100%.
Or like mental health issues?
100%. Now this goes without saying because I used to be a PR sessioner. I would go out on a Saturday and come back on a Tuesday.
Yeah, mangled.
Because I love energy.
Yeah.
And you know when you go think back now to when you were out at parties, they were incredible. The highest of the highs. And then you get the lowest of the low. They come down after a 2-3 day session, no sleep, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then you hit that floor. That's why they call it a come down. And I've done that all my life. Partied until I was about, I want to say about 37-ish. Lockdown come. I read my first book. I started to do work on myself. I'd done 3 days drink free. I'd done 7. And I was so proud of that 3 days, a full weekend without drink. You know what I mean? And then I'd done 14, 33, and then I got all the way up to 661 days drink free.
Nice.
That was a massive turning point in my life. For me and a lot of people in the community, because obviously where I live, no one that I knew had really ever done that. Not someone who was a big party animal like me, because I would party with all these people. And then for me to go and do that, I was helping them change their lives and coaching people along the way.
I mean, you're right. You don't need to be diagnosed with ADHD to be able to know you've got ADHD, right? Like, there's enough information out there now that, you know, there's a lot of people that know they're on the spectrum or they're ADHD without waiting 4 years for a diagnosis.
Is that how long it is?
Well, my missus has been waiting 5 years now.
Wow.
And we know she's got ADHD. It's almost like the piece of paper doesn't matter that much. But do you think for anyone that thinks they might have ADHD, if they are drinking a lot,
just come and work with me, I'll sort you out.
what is the first thing that you do with people that to kind of help them, I want to say like snap out of it, but maybe it's more than that. It's like, why do you think people are stuck in that routine of drinking and
Habits. You've got to create a new habit or break a habit with a new one. Environment is a big thing. Environment is a very big thing. So picture this, my life, I was brought up in social clubs, which are the beating heart of the community and are a good thing sometimes. But for some people, they're not, because they become part of their life, just drinking every single day. And then I went into sales, knocking on people's doors, giving people free mobile phones, 3G back in the day. And then just, that is your life. Because you'd finish work, you'd go and have a drink. You'd finish work, you'd go and have a drink. You'd be in a new place, you'd be partying all the time. And at the time, it was just, I'd never seen any other way.
yeah?
It was just my culture, my life.
I've only known you for a couple of years, but from every time I've met you, I don't think ever I've seen you not sober. Like, you've always been sober and hyper.
Oh, you've never seen us drunk?
I've never seen you drunk. I think we would have been a problem in our 20s if we met each other.
Yeah.
I think if we'd both met when we were in our 20s, I think those 3-day benders would have happened. Like, I would have got involved, is what I'm trying to say. How do you?
Half of Newcastle's been on a bender was back in the day.
I remember walking with you in Newcastle town, and like every 5 minutes you were saying hello to people, and I'm thinking like they know each other from time.
Yeah.
What do you do to stay on top of it? Like, not just your ADHD, but your mental health, to have like a better quality of life.
I have a very varied structure because most of my life I've travelled. So every 4 days I would jump in the car and go to another place and new town and new cities, and I've just lived a mad life when I think about it. You know, I'm reflecting on it, all these different places I've been in, different spaces. I'm addicted to new. New.
Some ADHD.
If someone says, have you been there? I'm like, no. And I just go. And I have a thing, if I hear something a couple of times and it's in my mind, I just go and do it. Nice. I am addicted to new adventures, new spaces, new places. Going back to the question, what was the question again?
How do you stay on top of, keeping your mental...
Win the morning, love your day. So I win the morning, I love your day. Whatever that means to you, this can be a combination of taking whatever vitamin will make you feel incredible. Today, I got up, I went to the beach, I done some breath work, and then I got in the sea. Now that is freezing, because I haven't done it that often, right, since I used to. But that is releasing endorphins throughout the day, which just makes you feel incredible.
So that sets you up.
Sets you up. And I think if you win the morning, you will love your day.
I think it's fucking powerful, man, because I've had my struggles over the years as well. And often in the morning, if I wake up and I don't know if you've had this, where I wake up in the morning and I just feel that feeling of dread. And I'm like, oh no, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And before I give myself a chance, I've thought of the 50 things that I need to do. And then I'm just laying in bed for hours. But if I just get up and go, like if I can just make that first step, then everything kind of like gets into it. And you're kind of like turbocharging that by getting in the sea.
Getting in the sea.
Getting in the sea.
So that is, I don't do the same thing every day. I might now that I've moved to the beach.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm always in different places and different spaces, so I'll use whatever tools I need that day. But some people with ADHD, they do need a routine. Routine. Like when we had that Smash Life program, the first training was routine, routine, routine. I said it 3 times because it's so important for some people.
Yeah.
But because I've done a lot of work on myself, I can jump into many different routines. But I would say one of the best things for ADHD is meditation. Slow the mind down, you know, and then you can be present. And also when you're jumping into different scenarios, when you first wake up, don't go on your phone. Please don't go on your phone for a good 20, 30 minutes or go onto Facebook and doom scroll, you know, and just have like 20 minutes to yourself. If you can meditate for 20 minutes.
What do you say to, I've spoken to a lot of people with that are neurodivergent. They were like, oh, I can't meditate. I can't, what do they say? I can't meditate. I can't not think about stuff.
Thinking's okay. This is what I've just done a meditation retreat for 3 days there. So thinking
Tell me more
till you're down on the floor. Woohoo! And that's mad. People wouldn't think that I could go and meditate, you know what I mean? And I think to myself, how? But I remember a long time ago, I just heard this man who was called R Junior. And I was like, his name come around about 5 times. I thought, right, just go. So I just went. And that was a game changer.
Why was it a game changer? What happened? That was
I learned how to meditate. I learned how to be present, and which is great because with ADHD, we're always thinking about the past and thinking about the future. So it's like bum, 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 bum. But if you can come into now, you can't be anywhere else. But now you can't be stressed because you're in this room.
So even if you're like there meditating and your mind's going off and thinking about stuff, that's okay.
Yes,
because you're still practicing the meditation, right?
And you'll get better at it. Everybody says they can't. You can't do most things till you can.
Yeah, right.
So can't, you will always be right.
Yeah.
So you might as well say, I can meditate. I can meditate. I hear so many people saying I can't. I say, like, take off the tea and be like me.
So, right, we've got like, imagine we've got like a toolkit of tools that you use.
So in the back of my book, I have 5 tips.
Right.
And I think everybody should buy this. Listen, it's not about me. I called this book My ADHD Superpower. I kind of think I shouldn't have called that because people are like, you know, you're showing off. But you have to own the fact that you have ADHD and it can be your superpower. And when the book is yours, it's mine. Mine is in yours.
Yes.
Do you get it? So in the back of the book, Win the Morning's number 1, Meditation's number 2, Cold Water's number 3. And listen, you don't have to jump in the sea. You don't have to do all of that. You could just do 30 seconds cold shower. Yeah. 30 seconds is better than no seconds. Breath work, I put as number 4. And compassion is number 5.
What do you mean compassion?
Compassion to yourself.
Yeah. We beat ourselves up a lot with these ADHD brains for like a multitude of reasons. But a lot of the time, because as kids, we're getting told off all the time. Like for my experience was I was getting told off all the time by teachers, by parents, by other adults. And then by the time I'm an adult myself, I'm believing that I was a bad kid or I was a bad young adult. And then your like inner dialogue is like really mean to yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Very much so. We all can be like that. And sometimes you got to catch yourself.
Yeah.
Catch yourself. And I've worked with a lot of coaches, Susie Ashworth, Paul Moat, David Barnes. And these are all the very, very, very best of coaches. Yeah. And that's why I built my program called Smash Life to help people smash life. I'm just building a planner now. So this will really help people throughout the day because you've got questions what steer your mind to help you focus. You've got your 3 top things you want to do that day to help you focus. You've got your 3 wins at the end of the day. So wins are very important for ADHD. And also at the back of this book, I just use it as like a workbook. So every day I win the morning I love a day, I just tick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you start to go, oh, I can meditate. I've done it 5 times. Yeah. So, you know, it's a very clever workbook. And I actually, when I got it and read it myself, I was like, wow. Yeah. Wow. Who made that?
Yeah. Yeah, pat yourself on the back for it sort of thing.
Yeah.
You've done the book. What else have you got happening in the background?
I'm actually speaking at a school on Monday.
Nice.
This is something. I went to Kenton School. Oh, Kenton Crew! And I'm at the school on Monday, which is mad because my son went there. He has ADHD. Love him. Ollie, big shout out to you little belter. We put him back into mainstream. It didn't work. It didn't work. We tried. Now he's like so many of the kids at 15 years age, which I didn't know. Now, most people who leave Kenton School go nowhere. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it is sad.
Ollie's very lucky he's got me. But there needs to be more when the kids leave school, so they come and find jobs what isn't always more jobs hand-on or more jobs they want to do or something what is a passion to them.
Yeah.
So when they leave school at 15, which they shouldn't be, can we find a place or a space where we can take them and so they're not just going from there. Ollie's very lucky that he won't, but the rest of them will go naughtier. Not that they're naughtier, but they'll just go into that lifestyle. I was lucky when I left school. I went back to sixth form. I had to beg Mr. Bell to go back to sixth form. And then that was a bit of a game changer because a lot of my friends went straight to jail or end up dying, through whatever. Very sad. And then I went to work in a bank, Northern Rock. That was like another world and such a big change in my life because obviously coming from Kenton, I went to a bank and it was like another world. Things I hadn't seen. People talk different. And they weren't raj. They weren't battering each other. You know what I mean? It was just like people were speaking with like so much manners in that, and I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? What's going on?
Was it a bit like, what do I do with this? Or did it just?
I just felt weird.
Yeah.
Weird sitting there. I remember the first day I went in with it was a Saturday job I got. I blagged a Saturday job in there. And I went in with a suit on, a shirt, tie, and a Newcastle tie. My dad gave us it. Right. And everyone just looked at us because it was a Saturday and they were all dressed in shorts and it. I was
fuck.
But I went there on a YTS and it was just a big change. If I hadn't went there.
It's a good experience in a crazy way of having it happen.
Yeah. And then someone knocked on my door selling a mobile phone.
Yeah.
I was like, I could do that, mate. I could do that. His boss come in, offered us £100 a phone. I was like, right, pick us up tomorrow.
Amazing. Picked
us up from Northern Rock, done 6 phones, went to East Garth Park, Newbegin Hall, 6 phones. I thought, wow, £600. I'm leaving the bank and just left.
Yeah.
Even though they were like, oh, we'll make you a team leader because I've been there 4 or 5 years or whatever. I was like, how much you pay?
God, so you stuck it out that long at the bank?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But I knew, even though everybody was saying, don't leave the bank, stability, I was like, it's crushing us.
Yeah.
It's crushing me soul.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
At first, it was pretty good because I could just wander around, everything was on time, so I could just blag it.
Yeah.
I was just sort post like that. And even because with ADHD, what I do is I scan things. I never used to read things properly. I would just scan and see words. So when something said deaf, I'd just put it in the deaf department, redemption, bum, 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 bum. And I could do things really fast. That's the thing with ADHD. If we'd probably work for 2-3 hours and smash everything off and that's it. And then we're burnt out. We don't want to do anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. What else have you got going on?
I want to get back into YouTubing.
Yeah.
I love me Big Red Show. Welcome to the Big Red Show. Oi! I love interviewing real people and real stories. I've got about 4 in my head what I want to do.
Go on.
So I need to get some sponsors, make it simpler before I come back.
So you want to get back into doing the YouTube stuff. What is it that what's your target audience? What is the topic matter? What do you want to bring to the table?
I'll finish off these series of the boxers because boxers generally have ADHD and they're all, I love the story of the real people I done one with Kai Batista and his was one of my favourites even though I love them all.
I mean, you've got a passion for people, right? Like it's super clear to see.
Love people.
And you've got you're a people person.
Yep.
So it makes a lot of sense you talking to people, especially, and then the boxing is another passion.
I just love the fact that the dedication, the resilience. So Kai Batista, he got all the way to the finals and he says to me, a couple of them I should have won, Robert. He says, but I got the wrong decision and then he had to go again. Sometimes he had to wait 2 years to go again.
Fuck.
Exactly 2 years. Resilience.
Yeah.
And I was sitting thinking about it. I was like, I'm canny resilient myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knock doors for a living.
100%. I'll tell you what, I think most people with ADHD, they're resilient anyway because of just having to fight the the battles that we go through, and even those that are struggling and they might not be where they're at in life, they're still resilient because I think like people that don't have ADHD don't fully grasp how real the struggle is of the ADHD brain if you haven't got the coping strategies in place.
100%, mate. 100%. It is, even though I've wrote a book called My ADHD Superpower, it can be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Let's be honest.
That is what it is. Yeah,
You know what I mean? You've got 50,000 thoughts. Which one do I want to do today? You know what I mean? So
yeah, if you can remember it by the time you want to do it, right?
this is why I'm so happy that I'm building this planner. Yeah. This planner is a game changer because I've worked with lots of different people and had all these different planners. So, you know, I'm putting it into one to make it so good for people with ADHD.
When the plan is ready, where will it be available for people?
It'll be people who join my program called Smash Life, and we'll smash life together. And like, I loved what you were saying. Why don't you integrate the C-dips into the program? Because when I built the program last time, I helped loads of people come off the drink and the drugs, which was incredible. And I love what one of the lads said. From the trainings, he now seems life different and he feels happier, which is awesome. Yeah. The next program, it'll be more meetups and stuff like that, meeting on the beach and building like community, I think, like.
Yeah, of people that can really benefit from what you're offering.
100%, because when you try and do all this transformation on your Todd, it's boring and it's sad and it's harder than it needs to be. So that's why I set the program called Smash Life. I might build one called Smash Life ADHD.
If anybody's watching this, don't get me involved in more projects.
One more, Heywood.
No. You're always welcome here, though. If anyone's watching this and like this has resonated with them, and they want to work with you, what's the first thing that they should do?
I think the easiest thing at the moment, just add us on Facebook and then just drop us a message.
Yep.
Or you can go on my website. I've got a website, robertlittle.co.uk. So everything's on there.
Nice. Where can they get the book?
Just go on Amazon. We got to Amazon #1, you know.
Nice.
In the UK.
Nice.
The USA ×2 in Canada for downloads.
Amazing.
Now I have to disclaim that I've probably only done about 110 books now.
Yeah.
Because downloads doesn't actually resonate the books because just different how it works.
Yeah.
But I am on a mission to do 100,000 books for one reason and one reason only. Every person that gets the books, it can help change the story, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And every copy sold, we contribute £1 to the Northumberland Wildlife Trust because I had a company on a mission to do 1 million trees. Mm-hmm. And I thought linking with the local wildlife trust is awesome because nature is probably one of the best things. I know I've said a few things, by the way, but one of the best things for decluttering the mind. Mm. You know, nature, woods, it's just so good for it. And we naturally, as humans, are meant to be around nature and people.
Yeah.
You know, just not in an environment where it's work.
I know, we're living in a system that isn't really built for us. I think it's amazing what you're doing, man. Like, there's a lot of people that talk about trying to help people, but you're actively doing it. I think for anybody with ADHD or anybody who has like a family member with ADHD, or if you know someone with ADHD, get the book. It's a great gift for someone with ADHD because there is no one with ADHD that isn't struggling on some level. And so every little tool in the book, in the toolkit, is going to help.
Also, one of the feedbacks, which, you know, when you're having that time where you're like, oh, I just can't be bothered with this anymore, you know, because I got a lot of burnout after I've done this, by the way.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because one, you put yourself on, like, who am I to say my ADHD superpower? That was a big thing. And then actually releasing a book. Most people have got a book inside them. Actually doing it and releasing it is quite a big thing, you know, to put yourself out there. The highlight has to be when the lady messages and said, Robert, I've got the book and I'm working through this book with my son, and he's said he feels that he's finally understood now.
Nice.
And she uses that book because he isn't in school and she took him out the system to work with him to make him happier.
I tell you what, right? I don't know if I'll keep this in the edit, but we should reach out to some of those big ADHD podcasts and try and get you on there. You know what I mean?
That would be amazing, mate.
And it's in reach, man. It's in reach. All of this stuff is in reach. So when is like the next, like round 2, essentially?
What date are we on now?
I don't even know what month it is. We are April the 24th as of recording.
Whoop, whoop. Let's launch it in May.
That's in a week, bruv.
End of May.
You're watching ADHD in real time.
No, because you know what, though? The thing is,
tomorrow,
we've got everything there, and you know what? It's like, I know.
You make it work.
I can make this work now. That's got to be focused, you know what I mean?
Rob, thank you for like chatting with me about this. I think there's like bags of potential that here. Just not just with the book, but with Smash Life and you getting back into podcasting, all of it. It's like you've got like an ecosystem that will all link in, and just the fucking dedication to do it.
Dedication.
And making it work.
Just get the 1 or 2 people to come in to fix the jigsaw. You know, like media. Media is a beast.
You need to find some neurotypical people for that bit.
Yeah, we're looking for some media people to shout. Oi, oi.
That's a fair point. Anybody that's any social media managers, anybody that's...
And also, people haven't got the money to work with me. Let's do a collaboration.
Absolutely.
Because there's got to be out there people who want to work with me, you know, 100%. You know, I've met so many people in these networking games and they've built huge companies, but they're just not happy.
Yeah. That's
the thing, you know. There's 5 areas to life, you know, what to make you happy: focus, fitness, finance, family, and fun. You know, they're the fundamentals, not just one. Some people just chase one thing, like finance.
Yeah, you need the balance, don't you?
Yeah.
Nice one, Rob. Thank you, mate.
Kushti.
Nice one.
Oi, 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 oi.
All right, that's good.
My ADHD in the place to be. Get the book and follow me. Hey.